Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today, finally, we're going to talk about our dislikes for the 2020 Brio. I know that in our previous video there were a lot of views and there were comments. Some also had questions, and some of you were waiting for us to do this due to the lockdown, the travel restrictions. We haven't been able to go out and make a proper video. So today, just gonna give you our dislikes for this particular variant. So there's not a lot naman. Medyo minor things lang naman siya. But it's worth noting that these things are something that we think could have been improved or could have been included. So we'll start with the first one. And the first thing that we don't like, or I don't like, is the sound system, the infotainment system, and the speakers. They're not that bad naman. It's actually pretty decent. And if you're not an audiophile like me, you will find that the sound system is pretty okay. And on day-to-day usage, and if you're not very particular about the sound, you love it. So this is what the Brio's head unit looks like. It's a 7-inch, and it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so you're only going to use Bluetooth. And there's radio, there's Bluetooth, there's USB music, phone, and settings. We haven't been able to figure this out yet because they're not clickable. So I know that there's probably something that needs to be done in the settings somewhere for us to change this. So if you know, please comment down below and let us know. And another thing is, so this is the 7-inch infotainment system, and this variant of the Brio has 6 speakers. So there's 4 in front. So as you can see, that's the tweeter. Here's another tweeter here on the left side, and then that's the woofer. If you can see, let me see. There, that's the woofer on the right side, and then there's another one here on the left side, right there, and also at the back, there, and the other side. So we're gonna try playing a music inside the Brio so that you guys can hear what it sounds like. It may not exactly sound the same as if you were listening to it in person, but at least you have an idea. So we're gonna play some royalty-free music. So here goes. So let's move on to our next dislike about this car, and that's going to be the seat. And unfortunately, I can't show you anymore. This variant of the Brio, it came with, but I can no longer show it to you because we've already had this changed to leather. So original seat came with this it was probably grayish with orange stitching, and it wasn't that bad, but just having this leather cover is just a lot better. We paid about 7,000 for this to have it changed, and these seats are actually stiff. They're not very soft as with other cars, so that's something to bear in mind, especially if you like going on long drives. I know that a comfortable seat is very much appreciated when you go outside or when you go on a long drive. Alright, so I had to re-record this part right here to get a better audio. Our next dislike is there's no center armrest. And if you notice in this video, everything that I will be talking about are pretty minor things, and a lot of you may not find these as disadvantage for this car. This may not bother you as much as it bothers us. So this is pretty subjective. This is just our own point of view. So as with other cars, I usually like it when I have a center armrest, especially on long drives, because I would love to rest my arm on the side right here. And the Brio doesn't have one. And we know that we can actually purchase one in Lazada or wherever. You can just put it here, but you know, it's just different when it came with a car. And another dislike is, and this is pretty much with, I think, with other cars as well. So as you can see, you only have the RPM and the speed, as well as some other things in the digital area, and as well as the fuel gauge, but you don't see the temperature gauge. We've owned cars for a few years now, and you know, we like having the temperature gauge there. I mean, it's not something that you would use all the time, but it's just a very nice feature to have. So these are pretty minor things. Another thing that we don't like is that the car doesn't have defogger. So at the back of this car, there's no defogger, no backup camera, no sensors either. So you do get a wiper, as you can see on the video, but we think that it will be helpful to have a defogger just in case you have condensation over there when you're driving, especially early morning. We've had situations in the past where a defogger became really helpful, especially when we're driving early morning and there's a lot of condensation at the back windshield. So a defogger really helps in improving visibility, so that would have been something really nice. I mean, even the Wigo and other cars in the segment have defogger, so I think Honda just wanted to save a little bit by removing that feature here. And that's pretty much our dislikes for this car. There's not a lot, and they're not deal breakers, so to speak. A lot of you have asked how's the NVH or the noise vibration and harshness of this car. I would say it's pretty okay. I mean, if you buy a car in this segment, you don't expect it to sound like a Camry or an Accord. You know, it's pretty decent for its size. I mean, for its segment. If you want to know how it sounds like when you're driving on a highway, you know, the tires, the wind noise, you can watch our other video, and at the end part of that video, you can just hear the cabin noise, the wind noise, and the tires. So it's all in that video. I can link it here, so you can rewatch it. So that's a good resource for you to watch, just so you can have an idea. But of course, you know, everybody's ears are different. Some ears are very sensitive to those kind of noise. So, you know, the best advice is, if you're looking on getting this car, drive it, feel it, and listen to the noise if that's okay with you. And if you think that it's gonna bother you for the rest of your ownership of that car, then don't buy it. So yeah, so well, thank you for watching, guys, and let me know if you need any other information that I may be able to help. Thank you so much.